And we are live. What it do, y'all? See if everybody get in the building. Okay. See if they get in the building. Can you hear me okay, bro?
Yes, sir. Everybody able to hear
All right.
me?
Yes, sir. I can
Anybody
hear you
out
as
there?
well.
That
Sounds
was loud
good,
and
man.
clear. Do it sound good,
Uh,
man? I know last time, man, I was re-listening to
hey, you
the
sound good. Yes, you sound
okay,
great. Yeah, like totally, totally not like the last time, bro. So,
perfect.
yes, sir. So, peace, y'all. Barghani, Islam, Salam, Hete Pu, Assalamu alaikum, Rahubat, Gino Lako Ninani, Chief Noble Bandele Alameen, back again. And we got my boy KB in the building,
What
about
what's
to wreck
good?
it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So tonight is my man's subject, man. He want to talk about the banking system. So the whole subject is let's talk about the banking system. So if y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to talk about referring to the banking system, please feel free to chime in and like this video and subscribe to the channel as well. Just before we get into this though, check out my books on Amazon. Check out Bandele Elameen's books. Uh, the big selling Morris Treaty book to Nationality to Morris Moabite to the second treaty book. If y'all got the first treaty book, get the second one. My latest book is the Birth Certificate Explained. So it's really dropping some jewels. We might kind of get into that tonight, dealing with this banking stuff, right? Uh, so, check it out. And also check out my blank journal. If y'all want to write something down, y'all want to do it in style, check out the journal, right? So, with that being said, man, I'm going to jump off of that and we can get into the show. Um, so, tonight's video, we talking about the banking system, man. And the banking system is an elaborate system. And it's also very broad, if you will. I mean, there is a lot to the banking system, right? So, I think we're gonna try to jump into a little bit of everything, man. Just give y'all a little bit of understanding on the banking system, as we know. Um, so, let you get into this, man, because I know this is kind of like your project. Where you want to start with the banking system, man? What's on your mind, KB?
Man, we started this conversation. I was just saying how that a lot of folks we got a lot of folks who got a lot of high aspirations, you know what I'm saying? And we got goals and we got talents and we got a lot of things we want to do, but a lot of times what stop us from reaching our goals is we end up having money issues. You know what I'm saying? Folks want to open a business. You know what I'm saying? That is a good idea that be very beneficial to the community, but a lot of times folks just don't got the business part of it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, uh, so yeah, I mean, we started off the conversation on that note, right? I
No doubt.
mean, and I think you can generally agree, right? I mean, it's a lot of folks who, like we were saying, is very brilliant and like very articulate and just brilliant people. You feel me? And got a wide range of knowledge on a number of different topics and can tell you some shit that'll blow your mind. You feel me? But I can say a lot of my people, we ain't up on the business, you know what I'm saying, side, how we should be, you know what I'm saying? And that's a very valuable thing. Like even me myself, like when I was going to school, I was never interested in learning in business, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it didn't like why would I go to school learning the business? Like all you gotta do is know how to hustle, like entrepreneurship. You just gotta be an entrepreneur. That's what I thought. So I'm like, what's the use of studying anything that got to do with business. You feel me? Like I was a history dude. Like man, I want to learn where the ancestors came from. I want to know how the government, did this or how the politics do that. You feel me? And then I be looking back like, man, I kind of should have went to school for business. Maybe I should have, or at least spent some time, learning about that because, learning about, business and, how business work and how money work. That's how we kind of got into with the banking and how money works and how banking works and, investments and stuff like that. And, that's very good knowledge to have. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, people, we need people who got skills like that. You know what I'm saying? And especially if, we're talking about things like building a community, we're gonna need people who real good at know how to finance shit or, really good at finances, or is good at banking or, know about investments, real estate, and stuff like that.
I mean, man, I hear you, brother. I do think. I mean, there's a lot of melanated people who do know about business and real
Hmm.
estate and know how to make money, but I think they tend to stay low key. And when it comes to the conscious community, a lot of times that's where, like when we looking at people like the historians, okay, it's
Hmm.
like, for example, like John Henry Clark,
Hmm.
one of our great elders, right? And, known for bringing a lot of history to the people, right? I mean, when he died, people had to donate money for his funeral. And
Hmm.
it tends to happen like that. And I want to say the same thing happened to Dr. Ben as well. A lot of the people who are bringing a lot of information to us and are very intelligent people tend not to be literate when it comes to finances. Um, I mean, I see it all the time. But even in the city of Dayton, we got scholars that have passed. I know scholars who have got books out who are known throughout the community, but really don't have any money. They don't really know how. They didn't know how to market themselves. They didn't know any of the game, and really realizing it's like two different games going on. I mean, like you got the one that you've been taught in school, and then you got the real life game. And I mean, we didn't get taught any of this in school.
Right.
Like if anything, we should have been taught how to make money. But I mean, I think the goal of school has always been to focus on keeping you as a worker because they didn't want you to be independent or make too much money and not need the system. So school is kind of focused toward making you a worker bee. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that's my kind of my thoughts on it, man.
Oh yeah, school definitely does that. And I mean, just even in the black community, if our parents don't teach us it,
Right.
I mean, my mama,
Islam.
she talked to me about a lot of things, but my mama or my dad or my auntie, and they wouldn't necessarily give me a lesson on how to get my credit right or how to manage my money or where to put my money, how to invest. And we ain't never talk about anything like that or business. I mean, it ain't really a thing.
But I will
Most
tell you
black
this.
families, uh,
I'll tell you this though. The only thing that they tell us to do, what is the main thing that we've been told all the time, is
really
to
just save money, save money,
yeah, save our money in the bank. That's what they tell us.
right?
Put your money in the bank and collect a little interest.
Facts.
That's it. I mean, that's
uh,
all I ever hear. Because for the majority of the melanated people, that's the only thing that they really know. You see what I'm saying? They don't
mm,
understand the banking system. Let them like since this is a broad subject. So I mean, like even when we talking about how banking is, They tell us to put our money in the banking, but that's the lowest form of way of making money. You know,
Hmm.
then we don't even understand the banking system.
Right,
You
just
know,
for a debit card, huh? So you got thousands of dollars in the bank, and all you get is a debit card, and maybe I guess a little bit of insurance on your money, maybe. But
yeah, they give you the
and then
FDIC,
right,
but
but
like
then
if you put
uh,
500,000 in, you put 500,000 in, and you want that 500,000 back out, they can't give it to you.
man, they done already loaned it to somebody else. They didn't gave it to the Tom, Brad, and Jessica. They didn't loan
Right,
your bread out, man.
right, because the bank
Right?
isn't. Bank is right. The bank is into making money, so they didn't loan your money out, and then they give you some lousy interest, right? And that's all we've been told, though.
Hey, a lot of us ain't even getting that because a lot of us, we just said, I mean, even myself, I ain't want a savings account for real. I just, if I'm gonna get a bank account, I'll probably just get a checking account. You feel me? I mean, to be honest, but
Right.
that's
I
it.
mean, it's nothing wrong with having a bank account, but if we rely on a bank account to try to make money off of it, like, oh,
Oh
just put
no,
your money in the bank and save your money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saving your money, not to spend it, but it should be invested in other ways. That's
oh
all I'm
yeah,
saying.
definitely. It should be definitely like a way to make your money work for you. You feel me? I mean, it's better than. I mean, we was even saying this earlier, like how you know why is people giving their money to Chase Bank? We already know about folks know all about J.P. Morgan and all this. Why is we just giving these folks our money for them to invest in whatever they want to invest in? We not, but it's our money. You feel me? It's not going necessarily going to build anything that you want done for real, for real. I mean, a lot of
Right?
times, I mean, I guess, but why is we giving these folks our money? Just sitting in a checking account. I mean, what is that? I mean, so that's a way that we need to look at how to do smart banking. You know what I'm saying? Where can we, if we're gonna be saving our money, where can we put our money for real, or how can we?
Right.
You feel me? Because they're gonna loan it out
Exactly.
anyway. You feel me?
Well, see, this is I pulled up this. Can you see this?
Yeah. Let me
Is it
take a
up? Let me
look.
see. I mean, you might not be able to see it, but like this right here is like supposed to be like the uh, 10 ways to invest money, right?
Okay.
So look at it. You got company stocks, right? Investing in company stocks. Now, it's easy to do that today because, like, hell, if you got a cash app, you can invest money on stocks on your phone. I mean, it's basically now it had dwindled down to the average Joe that can go in there and invest in stocks. Stocks used to be like a big thing. You had to have a stockbroker and all that, right? So I mean, like things have changed where the stockbroker is not necessarily needed, right? So you can invest in stocks. So it's like it'd be good for you to look at what stocks are upcoming and things of that nature. Then you got raw material, looking at investing in gold. That's always a good one. You know, how many invest in gold? A lot of times you can invest in, you can buy silver coins. You know, you can invest in all kind of raw material. Okay,
Hmm.
now and this is all the other ways they making money. Like they got one called debt. And looking at debt, that whole game, that's a whole nother game in itself. But what I'm going to say right here is just saying debt. Although it may seem like an investment, paying off your debt is the most common way of investing money. Debt repayment lessens your financial risk, provides you with this freedom from debt. Another big one is the forex. I don't know if you hit the foreign currency exchange.
I heard of it before.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, and I know a lot of more like the Marrakesh brothers. They was all into forex back like 10 years ago. I mean, like forex. So like investing in current foreign currency, bonds. government bonds, corporate bonds. Like these are stuff that we don't know nothing about. And a major one that we don't never deal with is life insurance, bro.
Hmm.
Like you can invest in life insurance and it's tax free. They don't even touch that money.
And then again, though, bro, I do think that even this stuff deserves like a fair, proper, thorough understanding of it because, I mean, we all typically done heard of stocks, you know what I'm saying? I mean, most common people who can, oh, we done heard of stocks, but do we kind of understand what a stock is? You feel me? And I mean, because a stock is essentially a way of, you know, uh, financing, you know what I'm saying, a way of getting money, issue a stock, can, and it's real like with the business thing, like, can people open up businesses and issue stock or part ownership? Because that's essentially what a stock is part ownership, I mean, of a business. You know what I'm saying?
But we that's one thing we need to be doing is investing in stock. Me and King LB, this is something we talk about. It's like for example, a grocery. No, let's use Walmart, right? Everybody know Walmart. If everybody's been shopping at Walmart, everybody go to Walmart for everything, but
Mm,
don't own any investing in Walmart. What if we as a group of people bought stock, like we bought hundreds of dollars in stock, and we own a great majority of stock in Walmart? Now we're not just consumers. We're not consumers no more. We actually got a play in the game, and they can't
mm,
even. They would like the way we get discriminated against, all that. A lot of that would change because we kind of own it. I own. Do you own any stock?
nah.
Okay, I own some stock. Like I said, y'all, I bought a lot of stock off of Cash App. Now, and it's funny because I get stuff in the mail where, not in the mail, but like an email where they want me to vote on certain issues that go on in the company.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you actually see a whole different side when you actually start investing in companies, man. You know what I mean? So like, but this is the one thing I want to say about banking, though. I want to say, like, when you look at this list, banking's on there. But look what it say about banking, bro. It says bank accounts offer extremely low returns and are better used as a form of storing cash. Right? You see what I'm saying? Some
Mm.
of the types of accounts at banks include personal account, blah blah blah. But it's telling you right there that banking is not your best option to the game. Like I wouldn't put no money in the bank. Like I mean, you know what I mean? Like you if you got money, you might put some of that money in the bank, right? But you're not going to invest. You're not going to look at the bank as your major investing tool. Those days is old. I mean, like my great grandmama used to say that stuff, and I mean, my great grandma used to know how to work some money around. But the game is so much more diverse and more readily open to the public. A lot of like I
Mm-hmm.
said, like hell, 10, 20 years ago, there ain't no way you'd be messing with stock. Stocks would be like out of our minds. Like we'd be like, oh man, you gotta get a stockbroker. It take too much time to invest. You gotta put too much money in it. Now you don't even have to
Mm-hmm.
put a lot of money in it. You can put money in it. Like I've been putting money on a stock over each month or each week. I might put money into that stock till I get to the point where I own a share or two stocks. You know what I'm saying? Because we can do that now. And that, to me, that that needs to be looked at. You know what I mean? That needs
Oh
to be
yeah,
looked at.
definitely, definitely. Because it's this definitely something that, I was saying, a lot of folks not teaching, their kids this, and it's understandable because a lot of folks don't know too much about it. But I mean, we was even talking about that earlier. How, was I was even saying, for instance, how let's say Jews, got a reputation for, like being accountants. It's a stereotype that Jews is accountants and bankers and stuff like that. And I can kind of see why. I mean, because Jews, it's kind of like it is kind of something that Jewish people is very not all of them, but it's something that even
But
historically,
I mean, right,
I mean, who
historically,
started the banks? I mean, even we look at who started the banks. You feel me?
right. I mean, but looking at those people, like when you look at the Jews, like you said, their history dealing with banking and money, they kind of started to create a banking system. They the ones that kind of created the modern day banking system. I mean, like it's the Rothschilds and all them, which is Jews, who run the banking system. Like we look at what we got now. If you look at the Federal Reserve, man, if you look at the Federal Reserve, just on the surface, like all of the what do they call them? The chairman, all of the Federal Reserve chairman, damn near all of them been Jewish all throughout
Hmm.
the years. I mean, from Greenspan to Bernanke, all them cats was all Jewish. It's Jews definitely have a lock on the money system as we know it, um, and they got us in this Federal Reserve system. We don't even. I mean, a lot of people learn about the Federal Reserve, but like for a lot of those who don't understand or know, the Federal Reserve System is a private banking system, not owned by the federal government. And so, like when I watch TV, I watch what was it? What's that? We watch CNBC where they be talking about stocks and marketing. Like, have you ever watched that? That's some like a lot. Do a lot of melanated people watch that? I think a lot. I think some do, but I'm watching that, and they always talking about the Fed this, the Fed that. They always giving you that like appearance that the Federal Reserve is governmental or is federally owned. But like they say, the Federal Reserve is no more federal than Federal Express. You know, it's
Hmm.
private bankers, predominantly, from Jews that run it. So I don't know what you got to say about that.
I mean, I do think if anything, we can take that same principle. I mean, even if it's just on a personal level, whatever, and shit, study the same shit they studying. I mean, I do think it's a smart thing. If you want to have a lot of money, it's good to know how money work and how banking work and all that. I mean, it's funny. Like when I went to school, man, I swear, like I think they said the majority of the campus was going to school for business, and at the time, I'm like, why are they going to school for business? Like for what? What would you need? I mean, that's just a waste of money you to go to school for business. Like you feel me? But I really kind of do see like how business and finance, like I mean those. I mean, especially when you really good at the stuff. I mean, I think it's definitely somewhere where folks need to start. I mean, especially when we're talking about generational wealth and community building and things of that nature, and just even prosperity and being uplifted from poverty. You feel me? Poverty race and all that. I think um, having a decent understanding of how to manage money and how business work, and I mean them just facts, man. I mean, and I think a lot of people is kind of somewhat taking somewhat is trying to head that route. Like, cause I hear a lot of people talking about, they credit, credit. Like, credit is kind of a hot thing. People be trying to get their credit right. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to get some type of business. I hear people talk about it all the time, but they don't know how to. But folks kind of don't know where to start. You feel me? Like I got lots of people want to open up a business, want to be a business owner, want to get their credit right, want to buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Want to invest, but majority of the time what stop them people from doing that is they don't really know too much about it. They don't know where to start. And like I was telling you, man, it's a lot of brothers. We definitely got the intelligence. We brilliant. We got brilliant minds, and could easily learn this stuff. But I don't know. I don't know why, but I don't know. For a minute, I kind of, and it do take a little bit of knowing to know why it is important. You feel me? Because like I was saying, there was one point where I didn't care about business. Like I probably might have been interested in real estate, you know what I'm saying? But I would never would have thought accounting would have been a good major to pick. Was you gonna be counting receipts? You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? I wanna, I wanna study, the history. You know what I'm saying? I wanna learn, about the truth. You feel me? But maybe an accounting degree probably would have been more practical. You feel me? It would
Yeah.
probably would have been more practical to do than study
You
history
really need?
at school.
Do you really need one?
But I
Can
need
you hear
one.
me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I just making sure because my mic. But I was gonna say that you don't need you don't necessarily need a degree like that to do this, man. Like you don't necessarily need a finance degree. I mean, because I look at the people who are, I mean, all the people who got money. They didn't go to finance. They're not, like the ones who got the wealth. Like, I mean, what is Elon Musk? I don't know what is Elon Musk. What's Jeff Bezos? What is uh, you know Bill Gates and
Let's
these
see.
those people. Now what's the name? What's the one that owned all those TV, all the channels? Uh, he like a leftist. We talk about him all the time, but I mean, like, there's a lot of these people who are very wealthy who really didn't go to school for finance.
A lot of
Like,
time they go to school for business. They had a motherfucking business administration degree or some shit. Like, what the fuck do we go for business administration at Columbia or Harvard or some shit? Let me. I'm trying to look it up. Now. I bet you he. I don't know what Elon Musk. He come from that science background. I don't think he actually designing these patents. That's probably
I
some
know, like
anecdote.
Bill Gates
I know
was,
he don't got a
what I'm
science
saying?
degree. I bet you he got a business degree. Well, I'm trying to look him up on Wikipedia. You
I'm
said Bill
trying to tell
Gates.
you, yeah, like Bill Gates and all them, they didn't have no degree. Let me go in the comments. Let me go in here, check out what they say, man. Because I mean, like, he said,
Even it's
yeah, that's
funny.
me. I want to invest, but
It's
I'm
funny
trying to
though.
get
Even
finesse. Elon Musk
even
has a
some.
degree in physics and economics. Oh, okay, okay. So
Okay.
he's saying we got somebody in the building that's saying that Elon has a degree in economics. So I
See,
mean, so that kind of
I
goes into the
might have thought about going to school for economics. I was interested in economics at one point. I took a class and I'm like, nah, this ain't. I was
but see,
interested in more the theory.
that's the key to running the world. Like through the economics and the banking. We're not, melanated people definitely are not, geared toward that.
This
We're pushed to,
Bezos has
you know, and it's been like that.
an electrical engineer. He said Jeff Bezos has a degree in computer science and
Okay, right,
electrical engineering.
right. And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, a
Uh,
lot of people don't have a degree in finance. I mean, a lot of people who got degrees in finance are not wealthy or wealthier than that. So,
but
I
I was
mean,
gonna
like,
say it's even funny. Like some politicians, some people be having some of them be having like business degrees or some shit. You like, oh, they got a business degree, but it
some
might
of
be
them
from
do.
Harvard or some shit or Columbia or some shit like that. It just ain't any
Some of them
business
do.
degree. I
I
mean,
mean,
a fair
but
number of them.
it don't take a business degree, right? And Bill Gates, exactly. Bill Gates had dropped out of school, so I knew that. Like, Bill Gates didn't even graduate, and that's what I'm saying. I realized back then that's like, why are we going to school and paying all this money in loans so that we can get a degree so we can get a
I mean,
regular paying job? Like,
for real.
it
I
didn't
mean,
make sense.
you don't really need the business degree for real. Like, but I'm saying like you gonna go to college, and shit. I don't know. You wonder what to take. I mean, it ain't a bad option. I mean, like I said, I mean, And so even what I was thinking at the
It's not.
time kind of did have some things too. You don't necessarily need a business degree to do well in business, but you can't do well in business and you ain't got no business education. I mean, or you can kind of, cause some people, but for real,
I'm saying
I mean,
it take like this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro. What scares you? Like, what is the things that stops you, like, from going to get a business license?
a
Like, what
business
stops you
license.
from going to get a business license?
I mean, a lot of times you kind of got to know what it is that you're doing. And that's really kind of the point of having this conversation. Why a lot of folks don't go do it is because either folks don't know how to do it or really ain't got somebody that, well, it's really that. I mean, because it's really kind of a lot. I mean, it can be a lot,
It
it can't be a lot. I mean, but
it looks right. It's overwhelming and it's intimidating because we think of business as this like this hard, crazy thing. It's like learning law. It's like you trying to learn law. I can't wrap my head around law, or I can't wrap my head around all this business stuff. All these rules and regulations. People get intimidated by it, but it ain't hard at all to get a business license. Like it don't take but a few clicks on the computer to get a business license.
and then again,
You
it's
know what I'm
almost like,
saying?
okay, even once you get that business, like what can you do with it? You feel me? Because I mean, it is like like it's just so many things that go and so many ways that you can use that business for real, for real. People is real
Well,
cold on knowing how to get the business name and do this and do that. You feel me? And
but that
a
ain't
lot of
nothing
folks
but
just don't
knowledge.
know.
Like we know what is the first thing you should probably do when you get a business? Is go get a bank account. Go get a
I
bank account.
mean, that probably
Like,
ain't what to
nah, I
do,
mean,
right?
that's the first thing you do because if you're trying to get business credit, they want to see how long you've been how long your business has been part of finance. So getting a bank account, getting a business bank account as soon as possible, that helps when they're looking at all your stuff. Especially if you
Mm.
get a bank, if you get a business account at a bank and you start doing decent business within a couple of years, you might be able to even get a business loan from that bank. But it just takes the steps. You to take those easy steps and going to get a going to get a business license and then getting your EIN if that's how you gonna go about it. Now there are other ways, man. As Moors, we kind of get into other stuff, but I mean, I'm just talking about your basic principles for basic people. Get your business license, get an EIN, then go get a bank account with that EIN, right? And then start trying to open up accounts with different businesses that you might use. Like if you shop, I don't know, like if you're an artist and you got to go to an artist store all the time, you might want to go get a business account with them, and then they start set you up on an account, and you start paying on that account, and that goes to your business credit. Like it helps build your business credit line. So I mean, like, but that ain't that hard, and that's what I'm saying. Man, people be so intimidated by business and banking. Like everybody's scared to go get a bank account. And um, I'm not like I said, I know the faults of banking. Like I'm not telling nobody to go get a bank account and invest their money in the bank and nothing like that. But you get a bank account and you have money going in and out that bank account, and you might have a little bit in there, but that's just that's just to use them because they using you. You got to use them back. you know. So get a loan or help them build your business credit up by going to get a credit card from your bank account, from your bank. You could get $300, $500, give it to the bank. They give you a credit card with $500 on it, and then you use that credit card and you pay on it. And as you pay on it, you build your credit line. Simple. Like like if focused on it, man, probably within like 2 years, they would start seeing a profit and they start seeing business credit, like actual business credit. Like I told you about my dude, like, within, look, he was like within 8 months, he had accumulated around $75,000. And, he showed me the game and I had accumulated later like around close to 330,000. So, you know, like, right, look, and like, dude, like, brother, brother drunk, you know what I'm saying? He's talking about it like now. Like, he's like, just looked up how the business license costs. Surprise, it's only like $100. Like, now I will say this, each state is a difference. And that's another thing. Like, you might have to learn, like, like, some states are tax free, some states are not. Like, they say Delaware and Nevada are like the best places to get an LLC. They got the best provisions for limited liability corporations, right? So you might want to do that. But you're right. Like, to get a business, it generally doesn't cost much, you know. Uh, so okay, so we got a brother in here. He asking, so I can go get a business license even though I have no idea what business I want to start. Well, I mean, it does help for you to have some kind of general idea, but you can start with something that you do as your hobby that you might see as something that you might potentially get into. You can start there, and you can always expand your business inside that business. It don't have to stay exactly what you started it out with. It can start to expand itself. But I mean, really, just starting anything in paper. If you start anything, it's a fictitious entity. Okay, like a corporation, a business is a fictitious entity, and it is looked at as something separate. It's not looked. It's looked at as a person. If you look it up in the Black Law Dictionary, a person is a human being, but it's a business or a corporation. It's a trust. Uh, any of the things, all that. So I don't know. You got anything to add to that, bro?
Uh, yeah, I mean, just it's definitely worth taking a look into. Yeah, and all the stuff that you were saying, I think we talked about some of that stuff before. Well, I know for sure we have, and it's also good to make folks aware of that because in order to prosper, as a community on a financial level, I mean, we definitely need more people mo- especially more conscious folks who hit to the finances and the business and who will code at it. You feel me? If I call fam and tell them I need to get $80,000 loan, this is a business I'm trying to put together. You know, it's always good to have somebody that can help you with that. Or if you need a business plan, or even if you need your taxes done, you need help budgeting. You know what I'm saying? You wanna it will be good to get a stock tip from a brother. You feel me? Like a real good. I mean, we got a lot of stuff that we already into. You feel me? I mean, because there's a lot of brothers who can tell you a lot of interesting stuff on many, many different topics. And I mean, I just want to challenge brothers to think about what the potential that they have by just putting some more focus on how money work, finance management, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, business and all that. I mean, that's it's vital. It's vital.
Man, it is vital, and like one thing that me and King always talking about is that wars and conscious and everybody alike, we don't have enough industry. We're not creating enough businesses, and we're not creating our own products. Okay, that we can We're not creating our own stuff, enough of it. So we're not really, we don't have a real economic base for our nation. You know, we call ourselves a nation within a nation, but we really don't have any economic thing going. And that's one of the main aspects of a nation. You know, you got the gross national product and you got an industry in the United States. So, um, you know, I think that all this go hand in hand. You know, even like I said, we talking about like let's talk about the bank. You know, it's like how can we use the banks to, you know, the way they need to be used. Just even just really just understanding how they move. Like you know, Europeans they've been moving. These so-called white people have been moving on business stuff for over 100 years. You know, they've got they got corporations that are over 100 years. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and then they got trust accounts and they got all these things that they have set up, and we just don't take the time really to do that. Like, I mean, most of our interest is in like sports, you know, music, stuff like that. That's how we think about making money. You know, we think about making money is like, you know, going and becoming a professional ball player or a professional rapper or, you know, is trapping or, you know, not really looking at business. Like, I mean, you know, I talk to brothers in the hood, they be like, you know, they want to get like a juke joint or something. Like they want to get a bootleg this or that or another car wash detail spot or I mean, like them is cool, but I mean, like there's a whole bunch of industries out here that we haven't touched. And we ain't even talked about the digital industry. That's a whole nother ball game. So I mean, like we can create businesses in a digital world now. Like the whole metaverse is like a whole nother game. So, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely for real. What's next up? I mean, I was just, cause you know what, man. I think a lot of us, like I was even saying, me for instance, I spent a lot of time studying African history, right? You know, at least a few years. And I think I might have even already said this, but I wish I had spent some more time learning about money and learning about investments. And because that is so important. I mean, I really think it is. We definitely need more folks who, you know, in the community, you know, even some folks, you know, man, people be like, oh well, you know, we know the banks, you know, did this or the banks did that. You feel me? But we gotta, you know, also focus on how the banks work for real, get a clear understanding of how bank can work and how it can work for us. Shit, you feel me? Because it's out here for us. We're already doing banking. We doing banking every day. We may not think of a lot like that, but we doing banking every day. You feel me? A lot of us.
yeah, I mean, most of the time we getting pimped by the bank. So I do understand that we gotta reverse this, you know, and be able to use the bank to get money. But you know, it's funny because when we try to use the bank, and you know, we get a bank account, it's hard to get a bank loan. You know,
All right,
it's
so
hard to get a
you
bank
got
loan.
you giving all your money to the bank and you can't even get a loan from them. I mean, because we do
It
understand that. I mean, and I think a lot of folks understand that essentially you give, you know, your money to the bank if you got a checking account or even a prepaid card. You giving your money to the bank and they lending it out to somebody. You feel me? They lending your bread out. You feel me? And you ain't getting none of the interest. You know, if you just got a checking account and they ain't loaning no money to nobody. You know that you know. You feel me? A lot of times out of 10, and I mean that's even something you know, I wish we had, you know, was black banks. You feel me? Black banks that we can put our money into and they can invest that in the things in the community that we want. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, there is a black bank though. There is like what's it called,
Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm
United.
sure.
Why don't we
Okay.
use them though? I mean, how many how many of us even know about the black bank? How many of us can name one black bank? Not many. No. Um, I'll tell you another thing that's going on, like how the banking system is changing. Like, for example, man, like we talking about getting loans. Well, like, I mean, did you know that you can get on Cash App and get a loan?
Mm, nah, I
So I
ain't
mean,
heard
like,
of
right, like Cash App is a bank, but it's different. It's not. I mean, you see how Cash App is set up, and it like the bank always trying to rip us off, man. Like they always trying to get money from you. Like they got a monthly fee that they take out. You know, then they want to like slam you if you get if you write a bad check. They want to slam quarters out of you, bro. Like,
Hey, but this even part of the function of the bank though is to raise money, however way to lend it out to for different businesses. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it help the economy grow. I mean, the banks, man, it's like I don't know, man. We definitely be more conscious about how we banking. You feel me? And for real, for real, for real. And if we business minded, how can the bank, benefit us? Is key to understanding, how it work. I mean, not too many brothers I know. Like I was even saying earlier, like if I need a business loan, it ain't too many brothers I know. Matter of fact, there ain't nobody I know. Ain't nobody I know personally who get help me get like if I need a $20,000 loan, want to start, a business or something like that, or even if I wanted to plan for retirement. I don't know. Ain't too. I don't know. Maybe somebody. I mean, but I don't see that ain't something. I mean, how many times you gonna go on TikTok and they gonna be talking about, oh, we finna teach you how to get ready for retirement. We gonna. I mean, I don't. I mean, most time motherfuckers talking about if the Earth flat or not. You feel me? Or I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you got some
Talking about
people
some
that
business.
you got people talking about finance on TikTok. I mean, but I mean, how much stock do you really put in somebody telling you how to run your stuff off of TikTok? I mean, I don't know.
Mm.
You
I
know,
mean, I would listen to him. I mean, I don't know. I ain't. I would say I did hear this one brother on there one time. He was talking about credit. I thought I followed him, but he was giving a bunch of credit advice. I mean, that's even kind of popping though. Like I hear a bunch of people, like even within my family, talking about, are they trying to get their credit right? Or folks be selling credit repair services or whatever. You feel me? I mean, I do
that's
like
true.
that. I
I
do
mean,
like that. The folks get more conscious about their credit. I do see a lot of more black folks, that can help you fix your credit, or at least help you with your taxes or something like that. We got folks who, probably might be able to help you do your taxes or something. You feel me?
I mean, what about the taxes, man? I mean, you mean like if you got a business, or you talking about just your personal taxes?
I don't know, but I had heard that, like, especially like women, like, oh, they'll do your taxes for you. Oh, she do taxes? I ain't know she do taxes. She can do my taxes for me. Like, yeah, she got you, bro. I mean, I think we do hear that. Like a lot of times, like folks don't have no problem getting their tax done. They can find somebody to help them with their taxes, but they want to start up a business and get a $20,000 loan, start up their business. Who they gonna call? You feel me?
I mean, to go along with that, like if you do get a business and then um, you start writing off taxes, you start writing off stuff from your business in taxes. I mean, like if like me and you talk, like if you got a business in your household, if you use one of those rooms, then you can write that part off on your taxes. You can write
Hmm.
off part of your utility bills off in taxes. Um, Even the gas, and maybe even some of the food. But you got to be careful because there is what we call that minimum contact, where you dipping over into personal versus business, and you get caught with your hand in a personal cookie jar. You might get punished for that. But overall, if you like keep it strictly business and you write that stuff off, so that
Mm.
you offset some of the stuff that you might have had to pay, it gets offset by your tax reductions. I mean, your tax deductions. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, all this stuff is important. I mean, all of it is important for you to have a business, um, a successful business, especially being melanated. Um, I do feel like it's harder for melanated people to have a business in America than pretty much a lot of other people. But I, I I do think it's hard. It's harder to get the money to start it up. It's harder to get it going. It's harder to maintain it. Um, because like the banks don't want to loan you the money. Like, I mean, it's racist in that sense. You go into the bank and you're black, you might be doing good. You got everything right, but they're not going to loan you the money. And I've seen it happen. You know, but I will say this: like your credit score is so important. Like your credit score, it plays a part in you getting that loan too, because people always think that when you go get a business loan, it's just about the business account. You want it to be like that, but the way that they work, they always try to pull your social security into that anyway. They want to know your personal account. They want to know how you managing your personal money. So, you know, uh, it's important for you to get your personal finances in order when you are starting a business. It's not required, but it does make a difference when you do have your personal credit high and you got your personal affairs in order. It does help.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it is good in general, even without, all that. I mean, even simple things like insurance, bro. Even simple things like insurance, like, you know, ain't really. I ain't never heard no brothers online really talking about it, no insurance or nothing like that. I mean, we can tell you everything about the secrets of the universe. You know what I'm saying, and all this stuff about God, but we don't know nothing about insurance. You know what I'm saying? I
Hey,
mean, and I'm one
most
of them.
yeah,
I'm definitely am in that crowd, bro. And I just, as of recently, I told myself, I just wanted to bring the topic up because you feel me?
yeah. Well, it's just to get us thinking, man. Like what a lot of us sitting here like, what we gonna do? But hopefully this kind of like get you to think about like, hey, I need to really try to improve my finances. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that. So like I said, y'all in the building, please like the video and share the video and subscribe to the page. Help the page grow. Like we said, YouTube is a business. Having a YouTube page and doing that, that's a business in itself. I see a lot of people trying to do that as well, including me. But we've had this channel for years. So um, but you know, for us to just start looking at things in a business mind, a lot of us take our hobbies and don't want to even get involved. A lot of times we don't want to, like me personally, I never wanted to get an EIN, or I never wanted to, I was scared that once I do it, that I was going to be in the system and they was going to be coming after me. And I think that's one of the things we get scared of. We like, because we really just don't know enough about this. And, you know, we get out here and we think that the IRS is gonna kick down the door. We seen it on the movies and stuff. They come in, kick in the door with the guns, and they take everything out the office. We think like that, and that scares us as melanated people. I mean, we've been through so much as it is, and we don't want to take that chance. So we stay underground. We try to hustle underground. We try to keep our and not able to use that money like we need to. You know,
Hmm.
I don't know if you got anything to add to that, bro.
I mean, shit. I mean, really. I mean, it's even like I said, like even look at me. Don't be like me, man. I can tell you all about how many stars is in the universe and the galaxies, and I can tell you all about the Illuminati and everything about astral projection and traveling to different dimensions. But I don't know nothing about no insurance, bro. You can't come to me for if you need some money, man. Don't ask me, man, because
Hey, you
I don't know a
can't.
damn thing.
Can't be like I'm gonna manifest this money. I'm gonna
Swear to
manifest this money. But the
God.
thing is, if we get the money, it's just like if we got reparations, is that gonna really help us? Like if we
Man,
got
I swear to
reparations, it
God.
sounds good. Oh, we get this money. Let's just say if everybody got $250,000. Just like that, it like 250 or $300,000, right? All melanated people, blah blah blah. Okay, what we gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? And what do most niggas do
Man,
with their money, man? They
I mean,
they
I
go out and
think I
buy.
told you.
They just go out buying stuff.
Man, I think I told you about the
They're
proverb, man.
consumers,
Like money can't help most poor people, man. Money can't help most poor people if it be gone before we know it. I mean, I think me myself, I think had a nice little piece of change at one point, man. Had a couple thousand saved up, and I ain't know what to do with it for real, for real. I mean, I could invest it, but I ain't know nothing about no investing. So I'm like, man, I'm better off just spending my money on stuff that I like. You feel me? Let me go get some new clothes, or let me go get some new shoes. You feel me? Let me go get my hair cut. You feel me? Let me go get something to drink. You feel me? And next thing you know, that bread
right?
gone.
I mean, well, like, like, say somebody who got a million. Let's say somebody who who's hustled up $1 billion. They out here in the street, right? They done hustled them. Well, they'll go buy a Maybach, a Maybach. They'll go buy Maseratis and Maybachs and all this stuff with that money, and they only got $1 million. But they
Mm-hmm.
go out here buying these expensive cars, thinking that they got $1 million. That shows something, but it doesn't. And it's like they're that money should have been invested. Like if you took that million and you took and just took 10,000 out of it for yourself, put the rest and invested it back. Most of them people live off of the interest that they invest because like they got the money in stocks, they got their money in CDs, they got their money in bonds, they got their money invested in all these different things, and all that money they living off the interest, the kickback off of it, and
Right.
that's what we don't do. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, brother Drunk, uh, black owned insurance, right, ain't gonna give us some high rates. We
For
black, right?
sure.
Um, I think that I think that's one thing that we are missing out on a lot is insurance companies. Anything y'all just look up insurance, man. Like y'all look up investing in insurance and look at the things that you can do with insurance. Like if you get a $10,000 policy and you pay on it for so many years and it's tax free, okay, and it can be loaned against. You can loan against that money. That's that's the game. A lot of these Albion so-called white people, man, they got the game.
And then it's all type of insurance. I ain't even know. I mean, it's so many different types of insurance. It don't even make no sense. The different types of insurance they got. They got damn near insurance for every damn thing. I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting. Like, I mean, it's very interesting how uh the things work, man. And so definitely.
Hey, mean, I'm just reading the comments, right? Like, we talking about $1 million, right? We're talking about like a mil, like in today's time, a million doesn't sound like a lot, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a whole lot, but it definitely is enough. A million is enough. Like if I had $1 million, like I do that, how would I invest that money? Because that million can easily grow into 3, 5, 10 million within a couple of years if you get it right. So, you know, but to blow it on, spending, $100,000 or something on a car when you got $1 million, it's like rich dad, poor dad type mentality. Like rich dad, poor dad. Like poor people, they put their money in the bank, hoping that they get some money and spend recklessly and make money. And they use, and see, another thing about rich people, they use other people's money. You know, other people's money. They don't use their money, and that's something that we don't really look at how to do. You know,
I mean, it can even be basic things such as financing a car. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't really know too much about that, so a lot of times they might not even get the best deal. You feel me? When it even comes to financing a car, you feel me? Or getting a car or shit. I mean, that's even one of the most basic things. You feel me? Just getting a car and how all that work. You feel me? I mean,
yeah. How good is your credit? Like how good? Like you get a car, you buy a car. Like you either buy the car out, but if you got, just think if you had good credit, you could go get a car, finance it for. You might get that car for $100 a month with good credit and pay it off, and now your credit's even better. Now they're gonna be trying to
mm,
throw everything at you. Like y'all understand, like when your credit is good, man, they be trying to throw more credit at you. They try to give you the world. But when you got money, like melanated people focus on money. So let's look at like Brother Polite, right? I know, look. We gonna look, we gonna talk about Brother Polite, man, right? Like, look, Brother Polite. If y'all look him up, y'all look up Brother Polite. He say he was like 6 million, something like that. Brother Polite said he had about $6 million, right? Okay, now he out here, one of the things that Brother Polite says is why do conscious people gotta be broke, right? I totally agree with that sentiment, but when I see Polite, he just like everybody else in the sense of he dresses like he got more. He dresses like he got more money than he do in a sense. Like he wants to go out here and he's got that mentality that black people tend to have is when they get money, they want to go out and wear stuff to make you look like I got money. But I don't know how much this is true. I remember reading several things about Polite being that he got evicted from his house several times, right? And I'm not saying, that stuff happens. But what I'm saying is it shows you like you can have six, $7 million. But if your credit is bad, then like he can't even afford maybe a house in Beverly Hills. They won't even let him rent a house because maybe his credit bad. Like from what I know, he's staying in somebody else's crib. You know what I mean? So that's how he's able to do that. But like him or even like young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh bought another car. Young Pharaoh made a nice little amount of money off of YouTube. Go buy a car, they get job, you ain't all this money. Why did you get this? And it's like his credit ain't that good, and our credits be screwed up. So a lot of times we thinking that we doing something, but it's all bad. Hey, I know Polite. I get it, man. I mean, I just use Polite as an example, man. Like I know Polite. I know, I get it, but he's just an example of how having some money in your pocket, despite how they say he got it, you know, no matter how he got it, because I know he's talking about he might have scammed. I ain't here to say he scammed or not, but the fact that he got the money, but he's still stuck because his credit bad.
I mean, he if he got 6 mil, we know he ain't get it off for I don't know whatever platform he had. I mean, he definitely. I mean, and then a lot of conscious folk who I mean, we was even talking about other folks who we think might got some business background, or at least part of the reason they might be successful is because I mean they got the business down to it. You feel me? Like,
Like Boyce Watkins, we talked about Boyce Watkins. Shout out to Boyce Watkins. I mean, like, but people talk about Boyce. Hey, people talk about Boyce Watkins. I ain't got nothing against Boyce at this moment, but uh, you know, that's the first person I think about when we talk about finances. And I think Boyce is. He looked like he's pretty financially okay. I can't. I ain't in this. I ain't counting his pocket, but I mean, I do think he got a little bread. You know what I mean? So about. I mean, like, there's nothing that you ain't said wrong about financing. It's like I think right now in this time and age, we doing a conscious thing. We trying to learn about ourselves, but at the same time, we all got to pay these bills, and it really doesn't make sense for us not to invest and learn how to, create wealth and create generational wealth. And that's one thing that we don't do either. We don't create a lot of generational wealth, and so our children are in the same predicament that we were in, or worse, when they come on the scene. And that's not. It should be the exact opposite. So we got to get it together, man. And that and that's really all I got to say on this, man. I don't know if you got anything else to say on it, man.
I mean, that's it. I mean, it would be cool to have this conversation or something more into it again. I mean, because we was, we originally brought up the banking system, and we'll be interested to have more conversations about that, like how the banking system, work and how it can work for us, for everyday people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it, man. It's just conversation starter. You feel me? So yeah,
Most
that's it,
definitely,
man.
most definitely, most definitely. I mean, y'all. Um, I forgot to put this banner up though, but y'all can check out all the information on indigenouswebs.com. Indigenouswebs.com. It's on the bottom. Uh, you can go check out their website. It got a lot about business on that site, man. And if you need some guidance and instruction, we got people on there that can also help assist you with that. People that's trying to help with credit repair, uh, things like that. There are other ways to get your credit right besides just going on the website and clicking on it and disputing it. There's like certain letters to be written to them and things like that that you can give to the credit bureaus in order to get that off of your credit report. So please check out indigenousservices.webs.com. It is your one-stop shop for your indigenous Morris needs. And with that being said, man, let me see. I'm gonna see what the last comment is. I'm gonna see what the last comment is, and we got the building. All right, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Great stream. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, like and subscribe. Check us out, man. Peace.
So no, no, peace.
Two times.